Do you budget in enough me time throughout the week? You have a bazillion responsibilities to take care of, like your house and the kids and your spouse, but where do you rank yourself in all of this? Well, stay tuned because this is a challenge series all about creating healthy habits in our lives. Specifically, what are those small victories we can craft for ourselves to make our lives better? And to keep track of your challenge, just get out a sheet of paper, label Healthy Habits Challenge at the top, number days 1 through 7. Go ahead, roll out your mat while I roll the intro screen. Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon Slaughter, helping you keep a fun and consistent at-home yoga practice. Today is day 1 of our 7-day Healthy Habits Challenge. We're going to set our intention around something having to do with me time. Not me as in Landon, but you as in yourself. As with most of these 7-day challenges, it's not about the difficulty of yoga, but more about setting a challenge forth to challenge yourself to become a better human being. Therefore, your intention may be something as simple as I allow time for myself, or I enjoy scheduling time for myself in my busy life. Whatever your intention may be, that is the challenge. So at the end of this yoga flow, we're actually going to pull out our phones and budget in some time for ourselves. And last thing before we get started, this will be a relatively gentle and calm, relaxing yoga flow. We build up towards day 3 when things get just a little bit more difficult. And then on day 4, we drop back down, do something more mellow. Then it builds up to day 7 where it's a little bit more challenging. And even on day 7, it's not that challenging. It's really not about the difficulty of yoga in the challenge, rather each day challenging yourself to do something better for yourself. Okay, finding yourself in a comfortable seated position here on your mat. I think I got some water back here, so grab yourself some water if you will need some. Again, this is your practice. Take it at your pace. And roll your shoulders back, close your eyes. We're going to set our intention, focusing on that breath. So inhales through the nose and exhales out the nose. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the nose. Keep going, relax, soften. Nice, easy day 1 of our challenge, just flowing through things, getting started. Any thoughts that come up, just allowing them to kind of flutter away and being present on your mat. Excellent job. Setting your intention of that me time, of something that you want to do for yourself, or just knowing that you're going to budget time to spend time with working on being with yourself, whatever it may be. All right, we more or less know that intention, so sealing it with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, inhale, 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 hold, and exhale out the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose, inhale, 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 hold, 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 and exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. Once more, inhale through your nose, inhale, 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 hold, hold, hold. Soft sigh, let it go. Beautiful. Open up your eyes. Let's just do one more breath. Really seal it in. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Good. Okay, swing your legs around. We're coming into a staff pose. So feet straight on out in front of you. If you use blocks or props, anything like that, maybe putting one underneath your butt here to lift you up just a little bit. A towel or a blanket is sometimes nice. And then we're going to do staff pose, Dandasana. Fingertips by your sides, roll your shoulders back, and then feet are separated just a little bit. Eye gaze forward, and we breathe. Inhales, create space. Exhales, soften shoulders. Good. Inhale. Exhale, soften shoulders. And in our staff pose, there's kind of two things happening. One is that sort of physical grounding into our sits bones. Maybe we need to move some of that fleshy matter out of the way to feel those sits bones. Good. That's the grounding that kind of happens. But then, there's this lengthening as well. So it's that cool dichotomy we always find in most of our yoga poses. Okay, and release, relax. Active staff pose, kind of weird. We don't do it too often, I know, but stay with me. Okay, take that left leg, left foot, bring it on in, allow your knee to fall on out. We're coming into a forehead to knee Janu Shirshasana. So oftentimes in this pose, there's a tendency to have this leg out. We want to bring it in just a little bit so it's in line with our midline. And then obviously breathing, right? Inhale, lengthen, and we exhale, fold. Good. Now you can do the traditional thing, very flat back, eye gaze forward, breathing, folding, deepening, or take this at your own pace, maybe just letting things round just a little. Kind of soften, relax. Now we don't want to hunch or collapse into our low back. But there's kind of this happy medium between how straight do we keep things and how much do we kind of relax and let things round a little bit. So just breathe, just focus on relaxation here in our first day of our challenge. Breathing here in our forehead to knee. Oh, and something else to mention is budgeting in me time. I don't think yoga should count. Like, it totally counts, and it's totally me time. But, I want you to do something other and different than yoga. Reading a book or taking yourself to a new coffee shop, whatever it may be. Okay, let's go ahead and come back up from that forehead to knee. So this left leg, pick it up, and we're going to do kind of a modified Lord of the Fish pose, our twist. So if you leave this foot on the inside of your leg here, that's perfectly fine. If you want, you can cross it over as well, wherever you are in your ability level. Right elbow hugs your knee, left hand behind you, and we twist. Breathe, good. So whether you have that foot crossed over or it's just here next to you, either way is fine. This is the first twist of class. So being gentle, being kind to your spine. I often tell students in my live classes especially, that twists are good, but it's also kind of an easy way to injure yourself. And if it's the first thing you're doing as part of a warm up, tread lightly. So, okay, slow, coming back. And we can set this on down. Brief staff pose. Shake it out. Move around. Okay, right foot. Bring it in. Let that knee fall on down. Making sure that foot is in line with our midline here. And as always, breathing. Inhales, lengthen, and then exhale, we fold. Good. Keep breathing, holding in your forehead to knee. I have not done yoga in like a day and a half, and I've been sitting at the computer, so I feel like I'm, kind of barely getting there. Normally you can come much further, but it's like every day there's something different, right? I should also mention that if this knee feels weird, always putting a block under this knee kind of helps things a little bit, take some of the tension out of your hip, out of your knee. So keep breathing. We're here for about 3 more breaths. And go ahead and come on back. Good. Okay, picking up this knee, planting that foot down flat. If you leave that foot on the inside of your leg, that's fine. Left elbow grabs for that knee, coming around, or obviously if you crossed it over, that's fine too. Again, left elbow hugs your right knee. Right hand comes around behind you. Twisting. 3 or 4 breaths. Don't force anything. We're not trying to pop our backs here. Just adding a little bit of twist into that spine. And slow, 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 slow. Coming back around. Good. Brief staff pose. Bob it out. Shake it out. Move around. Okay, we're going to swing those legs around and come into our tabletop position. Tabletop. Wag it out. Move around. Just a few cat-cows to kind of get things loose. So inhale, look up, drop your belly, eye gaze lifts. Exhale, cat round your spine. Good. Inhale, look up, drop your belly, eye gaze lifts. Exhale, cat round your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Marjariasana. Inhale, cow. Pittalasana. Exhale, cat. Good. Wag it out. Move around. Okay, options as we start to kind of flow through our basic sun salutations with our lunges. You can stay here in your tabletop and then bring your left foot up and then raise up into a modified lunge. Or if you're going to do the whole down dog thing, that's fine. Brief down dog. Either way, wherever you are, the left foot comes forward and then we bring our hands on up. Crescent lunge. And we're breathing, right? Staying focused. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring your arms up overhead, whatever you like. And then in our lunge, trying not to, slouch in that back foot too much. Rather being high on the back ball of our foot. Hips are as square as we can make them. Breathing. Wherever you are, hands come to heart center prayer position. Okay, right elbow, slowly, slowly bring it down to that left knee. So we're twisting once more. But again, not doing things too much here. And if you're modified onto that back knee, that's fine. Even if you were in that full lunge and you want to drop to your back knee to modify, that's cool. Breathe. Some twists here in our first class of our challenge. You got it. Stay with it. So whether you're modified or whether you're actually up on that ball of your foot, come back to neutral wherever you are. Good. Hands, come on down. And coming back into down dog or tabletop, whichever one you were in. Good. Shake it out. Move around. Okay. Very good. Let's do that next side. Right foot, bring it through. Good. And if you're doing the modified thing, awesome. Or if you're doing the full lunge, good. Hands come up overhead, breathe. Good. Hands come to that heart center prayer position. Breathe, focus. Remember, you can always get a drink of water anytime you like. This is your practice. Perfect. And twisting. So left elbow comes down towards that knee. Of course, if you're modified, that's fine too. Coming back to neutral. Good. And coming into that tabletop or that down dog, wherever you were. Very good. Alrighty, walking hands to feet, feet to hands, forward fold. And if you're in that tabletop, just making your way towards a forward fold as well. Okay, so relax. Put a bend in your knees. Put a little bit more, a little bit more. Put a big bend in your knees. Why not? And place your fingertips, your hands on the mat, and relax your neck. You can even ragdoll a little bit. Loose, calm, and soft. Good. We inhale for half lift, lengthen through our spine, and exhale, forward fold, relax. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Perfect. Okay. Chin is the last to rise. Go ahead and come on up to standing. Hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, let it go. And remaining at standing. Shake it out. Move around. Paying attention to our breath in this class. These slower classes really award us the opportunity to breathe more and really get in touch with that breath. So let's do exactly that. Brief mountain pose, standing here. Roll your shoulders back. Look down at your feet. They're separated just a little bit. Feet, spread those toes out, engaging your inner thighs just a little bit, lengthening out of that low back. Breathe. Good. Okay. Hands, heart center. Inhale them up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale them up. Exhale, fold. All the way down, staying with that breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's do another half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Chin is the last to rise. Slow, steady, coming all the way up. Hands up, overhead. Let it go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Good. Chin is the last to rise. Come on up to standing. Shake it out. Okay, coming into our tree pose. So, tree pose, we're going to start with that right leg. Just kickstand it there on the inside of your left. So, right leg, just kind of kickstand it there. Good. Hands on your hips. And just stay here. Tree pose. Good. Solid. Breathe. Focus. Not slouching into that hip, rather keeping a nice straight line as best as you can through your side body here. Just breathe, balance. A little bit of balancing here in this gentle class today. Nothing too crazy, keeping in check with things. If this kind of kickstanded version is easy, you can bring it up to your calf, your inner thigh, wherever your tree is totally good. If you want to grow those branches, go ahead. Doing your favorite mudra, whatever you like. Okay, and relax. Shake it out, kick it out. Cha-cha, salsa. Okay, now it's time to take that left foot, kickstand it on in. Hands, good, on your hips. Just breathe, focus, balance. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You've got it. Maybe bring that foot up a little bit, balancing. If you like growing those branches. And release. Good. Awesome job. Okay, find your way back to your mat. We are headed into pigeon. So, downward facing dog. Okay, if this version of pigeon I'm about to show you does not work, I will show you another one in just a second. Left knee, bring it on up. Boom, inside of that left wrist. Untuck your back toes. Hips square with the front. Sink on down, and then you can come on down. So if you're familiar with this version of pigeon, cool, awesome, go ahead. There is another version which we swing around onto our butt. And since we had that left knee up, I want to show you kind of how to get a similar stretch without having to really go quite so deep. So if you're laying on your back, left ankle on top of your knee, and then you grab for that knee, either grabbing for the knee or underneath, wherever it is for you, and you gently pull that leg in. So we can kind of see the similarities of pigeon here, right? And so it kind of helps to get into that IT band glute hip area. Breathe, relaxing. Good. Whichever version of pigeon you are in, your modified one, your normal one, just stay with it. A few more breaths. Okay, now, if you would like, go ahead and place those feet on back. So if you're in your modified one, you're just gonna kind of place both feet on the mat. If you're in that full pigeon, that left knee, bring it back into a down dog, just briefly. So if you were here, we come back to here, and wherever you are, it's your right knee this time. That's gonna come up. Good. And then if you're doing that full pigeon, right side, sink on down, relax. If you are coming into that modified version, then it's your right ankle that's on top of that knee. And then you just bring it on in. Sometimes I like this version almost better depending on how long I've been sitting at the computer. I know, I'm such a bad yogi sometimes, but this really helps to kind of get into that hip. And then if you can maybe even use this elbow to kind of push that knee away a little bit. Gosh, pigeon. I think this is a kind of a love-hate pose. Most people really like pigeon, but I have a few students who are like, I hear kind of moans and groans and grumbles each time coming to this pose. Okay, so from your pigeon, wherever you are, if you're in that modified version, you can just set your feet down on the ground. And if you're already in the modified version, stay here on your back. If you are coming into down dog, good. Come into down dog because we're going to be headed into laying on our backs. So you can shift your weight forward and then lower down to the mat and eventually rolling on to your back. Good. All right. Feet fall out, arms fall out. Just relax. Couple breaths. Brief Shavasana. Just breathe. Getting a drink of water anytime you like. Okay. Tree, little bit of a challenge. We're also going to challenge ourselves to do boat pose. Forearms, prop yourself up on your forearms, feet flat on the mat. Okay, good. Now, bring your shins so they're parallel with the ceiling. So, good. Hold here and then lifting into boat pose. So finding that balance, not quite on your sits bones and not on your tailbone, kind of like halfway in between, holding in boat. This is going to make Shavasana so much sweeter, I promise. Just a brief boat pose, even if your feet are on the ground and you're doing kind of a modified thing. Good. So not like sitting all the way up, obviously, but back just a little bit so that core is engaged. Okay, wherever you are in your boat pose, hold. Let's take an inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Shavasana, exhale. Good. All right. Feet fall out, arms fall out. You are in your final Shavasana. Just relax. Let's do a nice big sigh. So together, let's inhale, 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 hold, and sigh. Choosing to remain in your Shavasana if you want, or go ahead and slowly a seated position. Awesome, awesome job. All right. I hope you have enjoyed day one of your challenge, budgeting in that me time, thinking about that throughout our practice today. Nice, mellow start to our 7-day challenge. I'm super excited that you've decided to come along this challenge journey for this month and stick with it and cultivate those healthy habits in your life. Okay, it is the best part of class time to pull out your phone, your calendar, whatever it is you use for budgeting stuff and budget in time for yourself for some much needed me time. But naturally, before we go, 2 more steps. Number 1, pull out your phone again, calendar, whatever it is, and mark down when you're going to do tomorrow's challenge. And second, consider diving into the full membership if you have not done so already. There will be a link below where you can sign up for that, and on the full membership, you get at least the first 3 days free. So check that out if you want to keep going at least past day 2 into day 3. And as always, magnificent human beings, thank you for choosing to show up, not just for this challenge, but showing up for yourself as well. I'll see you in the next video, and namaste.